Week 5 is in the books, folks. You know what that means. It's time to go around the league with scores, standings, Player of the Week awards, and maybe more. But let's start with scores first. The Chargers scored 10 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win on the road in Atlanta 13-10. Phillip Rivers threw for 179 yards and 1 touchdown to Melvin Ingram. Pittsburgh wins their second game in a row, this one in blowout fashion 35-10 against the Patriots. Ben Roethlisberger had a huge passing day, throwing for 282 yards and 3 touchdowns. Juju Smith-Schuster racked up 102 yards and 1 touchdown as well. Dallas wins at home in an NFC North game versus the Redskins 27-13. The offense was phenomenal as Dak Prescott threw for 2 scores and Ezekiel Elliott rushed for 1 score after it was all said and done. Baltimore comes back in the final moments to please the home crowd with a 34-33 win against the Titans. The Ravens win the game despite turning the ball over 4 times, but it was Marquise Hollywood Brown who stole the show. 237 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns on 6 catches. Justice Hill caught the game-winning pass from Lamar Jackson on the final drive to give the Ravens a 1-point win at home and bounce back from their loss last week against the Steelers. The Vikings win big at home 24-6 over the Jaguars. Both Viking QBs threw for touchdown passes in this one, Kirk Cousins and his backup, Clayton Thorson. It's rare you see that happen, but when it does happen, that's always a fun fact to throw in there. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, so I had to add that one in there for you guys. A little fun fact for the game. The Colts go on the road to Houston and beat the Texans 21-19. Jacoby Brissett threw 298 yards and 2 touchdowns. 103 of those yards went to tight end Jack Doyle. The Bears win at home in a fierce NFC North game against the Packers 16-13 in overtime to stay undefeated, moving to 5-0 on the year. The Super Bowl champions looked good on offense as Mitchell Trubisky passed for 298 yards and a score. Anthony Miller had 104 receiving yards plus the touchdown reception as well. The Panthers win by 10 at home 24-14, taking on the Saints. DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel caught the 2 touchdown passes from Cam Newton as he threw for 196 yards in the win. The Cardinals stay undefeated after a close win at home 31-28 over the Bucks. Kyler Murray scored 3 times in this one, 2 through the air and once on the ground. He also threw for 207 yards. Oakland rolls over the Broncos at home 31-13. Josh Jacobs was on a mission in this one, running for 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest run of the day was 59 yards. The Jets go into Arrowhead and win 21-7 over the Chiefs. Sam Darnold's huge day was helped by his wide receiver Robbie Anderson. Darnold passed for 281 yards and 3 touchdowns. Anderson caught 10 balls for 122 yards, plus 2 of those Darnold touchdown passes. San Francisco goes into Bills country on Sunday night and gets away with a 1-score win, 21-14. Jimmy G was on fire, finishing with 303 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dante Pettis caught 1 touchdown pass and accounted for 136 receiving yards. Monday night's game goes the way of the Seahawks as they win 31-17 in front of their home crowd against the Rams. Russell Wilson put on a show, passing for 213 yards and 3 touchdowns. And on Thursday night, the Eagles win their NFC East matchup with the Giants 28-17 to get the season series off on the right foot, leading 1-0. Rookie wide receiver Eli Rogers finished with 73 yards and a touchdown as Carson Wentz ended his passing night with 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Time to take a look at standings, starting with the AFC North. The Ravens hold the first place spot at 4-1. Browns right behind them though at 3-1. Steelers 3-2. Bengals 1-3 in last place. In the AFC South, the Colts are atop the division at 3-2. Jaguars and Texans at 2-3. Titans at 1-4 in last place. In the AFC East, it's the Jets and Patriots tied first place, both with 3-2 records. Bills in third place at 2-3. Dolphins in last place at 1-3. 3. In the AFC West, it's the Raiders and Chargers tied for first place, 3-2 records. Broncos are 2-3 in third. Chiefs are 1-4, bringing up the rear in the AFC West. Over to the NFC now, starting with the North. The Bears are still in first place at 5-0. Packers 2-2. Lions and Vikings tied for last place, 1-3. In the NFC South, the Panthers leading the pack there, 4-1. Falcons in second at 3-2. Bucks in third, 1-4. Saints still winless on the year, 0-4. In the NFC West, the Cowboys, how about them in first place, 4-1 on the year. Eagles 3-2. Giants and Redskins both winless, 0-5. In the NFC West, the two-way tie for first place with two undefeated teams. The Cardinals and 49ers both 5-0. Seahawks 4-1 in third. Rams 1-3 in last place. Time to see who took home the Week 5 Players of the Week awards for the offense and defensive sides of the AFC and NFC. Starting with the AFC, it's of course our wide receiver Marquise Brown, 6 catches, 237 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Gets him the hardware this week. Meanwhile, on the AFC defensive side, it's Trayvon Mullen, the cornerback of the Raiders, again winning. Second time this year he's won the award. This time, 7 tackles and 1 interception get him the award this week. Meanwhile, on the NFC side of things, it's the quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo from the 49ers. 203 passing yards and 3 touchdowns get him the award on the offensive side. On the defensive side for the NFC, it's cornerback James Bradbury from the Panthers. His 5 tackles and 3 interceptions get him the award this week for the Players of the Week awards. Congratulations to everyone who won the awards this week. And before we get out of here, let's take a quick look at the games for next week. Week 6 is coming up. The Bengals will come to town to play our Ravens. Ravens won the first game in Week 1, 27-12. Key players for Cincinnati in this one are AJ Green, Joe Mixon, and Geno Atkins, all of whom are having down years to this point in the season, but still, they are threats nonetheless. AJ Green so far in the year, 150 yards and a touchdown. Joe Mixon on the ground, 391 yards and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Geno Atkins has 4 tackles on the year. We look forward to seeing all the action here in Week 6 when the Bengals come to town for the 1 o'clock game. Alright everyone, that's going to do it for me for the video. Thank y'all so much for watching and listening. I appreciate it so much. The game was really fun, honestly. I'm still kind of hurt about my lackluster touchdown call because I wasn't sure if it was a touchdown or not. The game's weird to me there. But point was taken. We got the points. It really matter. We won the game anyway. I needed that win too after last week losing on All-Madden difficulty. Y'all know I don't play on All-Madden a whole lot, but it was good to get the win this week. You even had to come back to do it. Anyway, you guys, thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. As always, like the video, subscribe, share wherever you share cool stuff, and you know what to do. Keep on shining and keep on grinding. I will see you all in the next one.